Okay, so good morning sa inyong lahat. Welcome sa ating channel, Sir Lopez Vlog. Self-evaluation tayo dito sa subject na Question Document Examination. At ang magic word natin for today is QD. Okay? QD. Okay, Question Document. Yan ang magic word natin for today. Okay? So, please press your number to be recognized. Ayan. Okay? Press your number to be recognized. Ang magic word natin for today, I repeat, is QD. Ayan. Alright, so let's start. Self-evaluation for the subject question document examination. Let's proceed to question number 1. Okay, later on, yung mga key to correction, makikita lamang sa ating description box. Alright, question number 1. The false to form a letter begins in letter A, Vertex, letter B, Cortex, letter C, Context, or letter D, writing material. Okay? The impulse to form a letter begins in the Vertex, Cortex, Context, or writing material. Let's proceed to question number 2. Initial stroke always or also where the pen comes off the paper but has not stopped and shows continuity of motions or motion are as a rule indication of unconsciousness of the details of the operation and point toward genuineness. Is it letter A, true, or letter B, false? Okay, the initial stroke also where the pen comes off the paper. Is it true or false? Let's proceed to question number 3. In writing, the blank functions as an extension of the hand. So what is the missing word in this statement? Is it letter A, pen, letter B, writing instrument, letter C, paper, or letter D, both A and B? Okay? In writing, the blank functions as an extension of the hand. A, B, C, or D. Number 4. What is the third step in the investigation of anonymous letter? What is the third step in the investigation of anonymous letter? A. The study of the contents or messages in the letter. B. Careful listing of all probable and possible writers. Letter C. The comparison of the writings of the various suspected writers with the anonymous letter, or letter D, none. Okay, none of them. Number 5. Abbreviated, distorted, and illegible forms which are sufficiently free and rapid often actually indicate genuineness rather than forgery, even though they are very unusual and not exactly like those in the standard writings. Is it A, true, or letter B, false? Abbreviated, distorted, and illegible form. Okay? They are indicate genuineness. Is it true or false? Number 6. A disease that loses the ability to write, although he could still grasp a writing instrument. Okay? The ability to write, although he could still grasp a writing instrument. Okay? The loses the ability to write. A. Nymphomania. B. Kleptomania. Letter C. Egraphia. Letter D. Agraphia. Number 7. Divergence in form indicates blank. A. Forgery. B. Falsification. C. Alteration. Or letter D. Natural handwriting. Okay, what is the missing word in this statement? Divergence in form indicates blank. Number 8. The hand contains two kinds of muscles which conduct an investigation in conference. Each investigator should conduct his own and independent investigation. For this reason alone, documents should not be marked as to indicate previous examiner's view on matters being investigated. A. True. B. False. C. May be true. Or letter D. May be false. Number 10. Blank are changes which usually affect the original meaning of a document made either at the stage of the preparation and are already parts of the document when it is signed, sealed, and witnessed, or fraudulently altered after its execution. So what is the missing word in this statement? A. Alterations. B. Obliteration. C. Intercalation. Or letter D. Substitution. Question number 11. Naulit. Okay? Naulit yung number 10 at saka number 11. Okay? So the same answer you were going to put. Let's proceed to question number 12. Which one is the most common symptoms of forgery? Which one is the most common symptoms of forgery? A. Convergence in form. B. Drawn and hesitating quality of stroke or line. Letter C. Both of them. Or letter D. None of them. Number 13. Blank is referring to any object that contains handwritten or typewritten markings whose source or authenticity is in doubt. A. Question document. B. Forgery. C. Alteration. Or letter D. None of them. Number 14. Question document examinations involve a comparison of the question document or components of the question document to set A, letter A, set of known standard. B, set of unknown standard. Letter C, set of post-Latin mutam. Or letter D, none of them. Number 15. Almost any type of document may become disputed in an investigation or litigation. Okay, almost all type of document may become disputed in an investigation or litigation. A, true. B, false. C, may be true. Or letter D, may be false. Number 16. This may be commercial or legal papers such as check, deeds, or similar documents, the signature of which are under suspicion. Letter A. Documents with questioned handwriting. Letter B. Documents with questioned signature. Letter C. None of them. Or letter D. All of them. Next, number 17. These include those in which the ages of instruments or the age of part of them is investigated, or documents in which the comparative ages of different parts may have some bearing on the question of their genuineness. A. Document attack on the question of their age or date. Letter B. Documents with question signatures. Letter C. Both of them, or letter D. None of them. Number 18. For the detection of forgery, erasures, alterations, and obliterations, this is similar to other kind of laboratory works. So what is the missing word? A. Criminalistics Examination. Letter B. Handwriting Examination. Letter C. Graphology, or letter D. Anthropometry. Number 19. Forgery may be produced under many processes, ranging from the mere writing of the name without any attempt to resemble the genuine model signature to the more complicated process of tracing or simulation to produce a close resemblance of facsimile of the genuine signature. A. True. B. False. Number 20. Known as copied signature, since it is a freehand drawing in imitation of model writing. A. Simulated forgery. B. Trace forgery. C. Okay, dalawa yung letter simulated forgery. So A at C pareho lang yan, or letter D, none of them. Okay? So I advise you to use the upper one if they are the same. Okay, yung mas mataas, use the upper one. Kung ang pinili nyo ay simulated, dapat yung mas mataas, yung nauna ang gamitin niyo. Okay? Pareho, this is not intentional. Okay? Pareho yung pagpipila ng A at C. 21. The art of determining individual characteristic traits of a person based on his or her handwriting is called, okay, I repeat, the art of determining individual characteristic traits of a person based on his or her handwriting is called A. Calligraphy, B. Graphologic, C. Graphology, or letter D. Calligrapher. Next is 22. The art of writing letters and words with decorative strokes is called A. Calligraphy, B. Graphologic, C. Graphology, or letter D. Calligrapher. Next is 23. Handwriting samples made at the request and under the supervision of lawyers, the police, the document examiners, and investigators for the purpose of comparison with question document. A. Collected writings. B. Stolen writings. C. Request writings, or letter D. Forced writings. Daming notification. 24. Samples the individual produced for some other unrelated reason, generally in the course of their day-to-day activities. Okay? samples the individual produce for some other unrelated reason, generally in the course of their day-to-day activities. A. Collected writings. B. Stolen writings. C. Request writings. Or letter D. Forced writings. Okay, 25. An attempt to disguise one's handwriting. Okay, an attempt to disguise one handwriting. A. Simulated. B. Evaluated. C. Disguised. Or letter D. Compared. Ayan. Okay, so natapos na natin ang ating self-evaluation for today. So sa lahat ng mga nakipag-participate, please type the word present. Okay? QD present, to be sure. QD, lagyan nyo ng QD. Question document present. Okay? QD present, to be recognized kung sino yung ating mga participants sa ating streaming na ito. Alright? So once again, yung mga kasagutan ay makikita later on dito sa ating description box. Alright? So QD present ang ating magic word for today. Okay? QD present. Ayan. Okay? So I think everybody's already typed their magic word. Okay? See you again sa mga susunod nating self-evaluation. Have a nice day everyone and mabuhay tayong lahat.